What? Hello, how are you? Are you here? Let me see if it's showing. Is it showing that I'm live? Okay, so we are live. How are you? How you feeling? Let me know in the comment. Only one person. Yes, let's talk about the latest immigration news. How are you? How you feeling? Live session starts now. How are you? How you feeling? Live. I want to put my live session online. I mean, on. I'm sharing on IG so that people can get in the session. So give me one moment, and I'm sharing on WhatsApp as well. So hello, how are you? Hi, S.A. Ken Albert, doing great. That's good. Hello, the note taker. How are you? Hi, Giwa Hakim. How are you? Hi, Star. How are you? Oh, that's good. What's going on? So let us know in the comments what's going on. Just this Trump administration. The 100 days is over. You know, I think the pressure is going down. So that's what I think. I don't know. But for me, the 100 days is over. So I think the pressure is going down. So I want to talk about the latest immigration news so that people can be aware. Just waiting for people to get here so we can get started. Meanwhile, I'm sharing. Meanwhile, I'm sharing on my WhatsApp and other platform. Okay. Anyway, so we are here. I try to avoid the immigration news or session to avoid getting more depressed with this administration. Oh, I see, right? Yeah, especially on the news. On the news, the way on the news, like if you're watching those CNN, and if you're watching the Democrat, it's going to be bad because it's propaganda too. Because next year we're gonna have elections. Then it's propaganda. Everybody's trying to position themselves. That's why when you watch that, you're gonna feel bad. To be honest. Hi Agnes Ojelade. How are you? How you feeling this Friday? It's Friday. Thank God. Have a master hearing June. God, God help me. Yeah, master hearing is it's just the beginning, the last hearing, that's the problem. So that's where you have to actually argue. Master hearing, not too bad. Um, okay. So what's going on with this administration? I'm gonna share my screen so you can see what's actually going on with this administration. We have at least we have one good news. Let me share my screen first so we can talk about what's going on. I feel like we have at least oh, you have a newborn baby on April 14. Yeah, but your child is still a US citizen in terms of, at least they give you some option to fight, right? That's a good news. Oh, they give you options in terms of, options available. It's just adding more to your argument. Yeah. So what else? Let's see. Okay. So there's a news. It says that you can check people who are outside. Okay, you can check your IV interview availability monitoring tools launched by DOS. The Department of State launched tools where you can see when they're gonna call you for the interview. Let's check and see if it's actually accurate. Okay, it says the Global Visa Wait Time tool provides a monthly snapshot by consular post of the next available visa interview date for various visa category and the average wait time for the B visa interview. Wow, that's interesting. And then says that the IV scheduling status tool is the most significant update. Okay. Provide information by post and visa category indicating the month and the year in which recently scheduled cases become documentarily complete. User can then compare the date in which their case became documentarily complete to suggest a time scale for their case. So basically giving people the option to check, because people always ask how long it's going to take, how long it's going to take. At least now it's going to give you some type of idea. The website cautioned that because many factors go into scheduling an IV interview, NVC cannot predict precisely when a particular case will be scheduled for an interview. Okay, they can't predict, like basically they're just giving ranges, I guess. So let me just check the it's also noted that there are certain visa cases that are not reflected in the IV tool, including the diversity visa are not reflected, Afghan special immigrant visa are not, I-601A provisional waivers and adoptions are not reflected. Okay, let's see. What is the global waiting time? Let's see. Basically, you go on the Department of State, on the travelstate.gov, U.S. Department of State, Bureau of Consular Affairs. That's where you're going to see. New visa appointment wait time estimated starting April 25th, 2025. That's when they started to estimate, okay? Says visa wait time and how to check availability. We calculate months in 30 days increment and half months in 15 days increment. This include weekends and holidays when embassies close. Okay. Interesting. So you scroll down here. Average wait time for, oh, that's good. B1, B2, B visa. Average wait time. It gives you the countries and average wait time. For example, if you're going to the embassy, the city actually, if you're going to the embassy in Abidjan, that's Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire. So it's the average wait time is 5 months and a half. Interview for F, M, and J, average wait time is 2 months. Interview for H, L, O, P, Q, average time is 1 month. This is really good. Then you can actually have an idea in terms of planning. Wow, that's good. So that's for B visa. Wow. What about for other visas? That's just for B visa. B visa, FMJ, H visa, L, O, P, Q, C, D, C, D. Those are just temporary visas. What about those other visas? But anyway, at least you know how, as far as the wait time period is concerned. Okay. Wow. That's good. Let me go back here and see if we can see something else. Okay. So that's when waiting time, and then this is the scheduling status tool. The scheduling Status tool. Let's say immediate relative, okay? Let's enter a cities. I'm just gonna put Kinshasa because I'm from there. Okay, that's how you know. Basically, you click for if your people are outside, they're doing visa visas, temporary visas such as visitor visa, such as those uh, M exchange type of visa, MFJ, and then the temporary worker visa, the H, and then the crew member, the C type of visas. That's when you go to the other website. I mean, to the other link. But if you're trying to see where are they currently working, right now, NPC is currently scheduling the documentary complete cases with visa available from June of 2024. So if your case was documentarily qualified, that's Kinshasa, right? If your case was documentarily qualified or around June 2024 of last year, right now they're scheduling interview. So pretty much almost a year of wait in terms of documentary qualified. Wow, that's good. Wow. Then you can say family sponsor preferences and then employment based preferences as well. You can check. Okay. And then you can check the visibility. Let me check the visibility while I'm here just to see employment base. Second category, they're doing June 2023. Okay. We apply in 2024. So we still have time. Yeah. August. Yeah, those are religious work 2021. Wow. So you'll be able to do that. If you go to that website, that's a good news. At least people know instead of asking all the time, when are they going to do that? When are they going to do that? Let me stop and take some questions first before we dive into the bad news. This is good news, okay? This one is good news. At least you know. Before we dive into the bad news, I wanted to just let you know the good news first, okay? And take some questions before we dive into the bad news. I have a newborn boy on April 14th. I hope he'll be a citizen. Well, because the injunction is there, you should get the birth certificate because the court put an injunction. They're going to hear arguments on this month, actually, in 2 weeks, May 15th. So that's when they're going to hear argument in exactly 2 weeks. So meanwhile, you should get your the child birth certificate, right? You should do that. Okay. My friend applied for a green card in February and received his visa last week. Oh, that's good. That's good. At least they're monitoring. That's why we got this guy, but in Nigeria it took too long because he was documentary qualified in 2023, April. We just received an interview letter for June of this year, like 2 years. It took too long. But that's a good news. That's a good news, really, at least. That's good news. That's a good news. Let's yeah, let's go to the second news. At least we have a good news. We can check the availability of visas. when they're going to schedule your visa, or where exactly they are with those visas outside. And when it comes to temporary visas, you know at least how long you have to wait for the interview. Or not you if you're here, but the person who's outside. If it's a family member, immediate relative, or just relative in general, or friends, at least we know, right? So that's a good news. At least that's positive. So let's go to the bad news now. I'm going to share my screen with you so we can go to the bad news. I know, right? Bad news. Anyway, so let me close this one. Let me see here. Yeah, let me close this one. And let me go to this one. Okay. House panel advances sweeping bill of Trump immigration priorities. I remember I talked about this on Wednesday. About asylum and work permits. I only focused on asylums and work permits, but this is what's going on here. Okay, so the House Republican advanced legislation Wednesday to back a series of President Trump immigration priorities, raising fees on those seeking refuge in the United States, that's for asylum, and boosting resources to detain and deport a record number of migrants. The major advance by the House include funding to support the removal of 1 million migrants per year. So they're going to put money so they can remove at least 1 million migrants a year. Okay, a lofty goal that will well outpace the number of deportation carried out by the prior administration. Okay, so and then the funding to detain at least 100 migrants. Yeah. So what exactly they're trying to do? They're trying to put money in the system and build detention centers so they can house a lot of migrants. The goal is to deport 1 million a year. Let's say they deport 1 million a year. That will be in those 4 years, it's just going to be 4 million compared to the 11 million undocumented immigrants. So chances are, out of 10 people, they're only going to deport 3 people, right? If we do the math correctly, which means that people who have children and people who have lots going on, they have a reason to fight those deportation even after being ordered removed. I have a person who is a client of mine who had to check with Baltimore immigration. She's already been ordered removed, and she had to check with Baltimore last week, and they have another one who checked this week. They didn't detain those individuals. They returned home, although they have a order of removal, which make you think that out of 10 people, only 3 people are being actually deported. So you have reasons to fight for your case even after being removed. You know what I mean? So that's just that. That's just the reality. That's just the truth. Okay. That's number one. They're going to do that. They are going to put money so they can detain a lot of migrants, at least 100, and deport at least 1 million a year. Still, compared to 11 millions or 13 millions undocumented, it's almost like 3 out of 10 individuals. Number two, they are going to make people pay for asylum applications. If a person is trying to apply for asylum, this is the time to apply, because it's going to be $1,000 asylum applications, and the work permit is only going to be for 6 months, and the fees is going to be $550. Every 6 months you renew, you pay $550. If you're supposed to renew your work permit, this is the time to renew so you can get your 5 years. If you are supposed to apply for asylum, this is the time to apply for it. Otherwise, you pay 1,000 per application. And if you have children, then it's going to be a lot, right? So this is the time to do the applications. Okay. What else can we say about that? That's the thing they want to do. That's, you see, asylum seeker for the first time will be charged 1,000 to apply. The bill hold out a series of 1,000 for those who entered the United States under parole. And then 3,500 for sponsor of accompanying children, and 500 for temporary protected status from deportation given by the Department of State. And then there will be a charge of 550 for work authorization once in the country, and the work authorization will be only for 6 months. Okay, so the bill, if you read it correctly, it already passed the House. So now they are trying to do it under budget reconciliation. If they get it right in terms of timing, by September 30th, we will have new fees and new rules for asylum and work permits and temporary protected status and parole. And those fees, it's going to be a lot if you have family. 1,000 per application. A family of 5, that's already 5,000, and then you have to pay the attorney's fees. If you qualify, this is the time to do it. Quite frankly, this is the time to do it, and this is the time to renew the work permit if you qualify to renew, because it's going to be only 6 months, and you're going to be paying 550 every 6 months. That's a lot for every 6 months. Compared to now, you get it for 5 years. Okay, and the people who are accompanying children, they're going to pay 300, 500 for sponsorship. So the sponsorship fees, application is going to have fees on it. Okay, 3,500. So that's the bill. Okay, it's going to pass during reconciliation. And then people to pay 900 to appeal ruling against them. If you appeal at the BIA, you pay 900,000. You see, that's exactly what's going on. And if we are correct, it's going to be passed by September 30th in terms of budget reconciliation. Okay, but apparently it looks like, yeah, the House has already passed it. Looks like it. That's how I see it. I don't know. I have to read it again, but that's how I see it. That's what I understood. Okay. Let me stop here. Then I'm gonna go to the last news. Yeah, that's the news. That's really that's the news. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, so really what I'm saying is that, right, if we look at the bill and how they're saying about deportation, 1,000 people, 1 million a year, and it's only 4 years for him. Let's say they really reach the 1 million, right? It's going to be 4 million people compared to 13,000 or 11 million undocumented individual, which make it 3 people out of 10 who's being deported. So people who have children have a lot, they have reasons to fight because they might stay, according to just the data itself. Not to mention no criminal record. So there's a lot of reason to fight. As I said, I have people here in Baltimore. 2 people, they went to Baltimore. My friend, they went to Baltimore, and they went to Baltimore for check-in with ICE. Been order removed under order of supervision. They still let them go home. They go back again in 3 months. Why? Because we're still fighting with the stay of removal. And another individual actually want to apply for adjustment of status because that person is an arriving alien. So USCIS still has jurisdiction over the case. The other one, which is staying the removal order. So yeah, you have reason to fight if you have a lot to lose. And quite frankly, if we just look at the data, it's pretty much telling it's only 3 out of 10 people who's going to be deported. That's it. And by the time they finish building those detention centers and stuff like that, even if they do it according to the bill and the data and the money, only 3 out of 10. That's it. Chances are more people with children and stuff might stay. It just depends how it's going to play out. So the person still have the right and the reasons to fight those deportation orders. Okay. Just to recap, $1,000 is going to be for asylum application. If you have a family, that's going to be a lot. Work permit, $550, only for 6 months. If you appeal the decision, you have to pay $900 to file an appeal. That's is a lot. People who are sponsoring children who have no family, they'll pay $3,500 for sponsorship fees for the application. That's the bill. And then not to mention detention centers, money for deportation and all that. Yeah, so if you want to know like when exactly this is it's going to take place, if they're trying to put it under budget reconciliation by September 30th, unless they try to do it standalone, then it's going to be sooner than that. And we just have to know that Trump has the Senate, he has the House, right? So this can be a reality. If a person qualifies for asylum, this is the time to apply. Qualifies for work permit renewal, this is the time. Sponsorship, this is the time. Otherwise, it's just going to be too much at some point. But if you have the ability to do it now, this is the time to do it. By the way, we have 24 people in the house. Please like, please share before I continue with the news. Please like, please share, okay? I'm not showing any likes here. I'm not showing any likes. I'm not showing any I'm not showing any likes. I'm not showing any I'm not showing any likes. I'm not showing any share. Yeah, please like, please share. Please like, please share. I'm not showing any like. I'm not showing any share. Please like, please share. So I can continue with those news, try to warn you about what's coming so that you can prepare and get ahead, like bypass. Like I usually tell people the things and they practice it. I have 2 people who came back and said, thank you for letting me know. This is exactly what I did and I bypassed the system in terms of being ahead. Okay, that's why you need to share on your WhatsApp. Please share on your WhatsApp. Please share on your Facebook. Please share on your share the link, you know. So we're in it together. Like me too, I'm an immigrant and I need clients and I need people to stay so I can have a job. If people are going, where am I gonna get the job? I need people to stay. So we're in this together. Okay, we're in this together. Thank you, my sister. You have a good heart for helping us. You're welcome. Thank you for showing up and thank you for sharing. Thank you so much for the use. You're welcome, Mahamadu. Thank you for showing up and thank you for sharing. So I'm gonna go to the third news. We already talked about the good news. We talked about the bad news, and now we're gonna talk about the added news, which is kind of bad, but that's like, you can say that this is their fault, really. But we're gonna share that as well, okay? Meanwhile, if you have a question, please put it in the comment. As I'm sharing the news, I'm answering questions as well. If you have a question, please put it in the comment. I'm sharing the news and I'm answering questions. Okay? What is the good news? Oh, you just joined. The good news is that people who are outside of the United States, they're waiting for the visas or they're applying for temporary visa, they can actually know how long it's going to take. There's a website, you can go on Department of State. They have links now where you can track to have an idea where, like, let's say a person apply for a J1 visa or B1 visa, those temporary visas. Every city tells you how long it's going to take for them to call you for the interview, so you have an idea. But let's say you're applying for some other stuff, immigrant visa, you have come to the United States because somebody else applied for you. That's true. It tells you from the date your case became documentary qualified, then you know. Right now they're working on cases of, let's say, June or let's say July. So you have an idea. You're just not like there waiting. That's the good news. So, hi. Hi, Miss Silly. How are you? Yeah, that's the good news. Yeah. And the bad news, we talked about those asylum, the fees going to go up and stuff like that because they're introducing a bill of if they go the way they want, by September 30th, we'll have new rules for work permit and asylum. So for new people, the people who already have that, that's fine. Anyway, so now we're going to talk about the another news, okay? Which you might, you know it. I just want to make comment about it because sometimes people, you tell them the things, but they just like, they want to do it on their own. And then later on, they start regretting. Give me just one moment. Meanwhile, just put Okay, so what is the other news? The other news, meanwhile, please put your question in the comment section, okay? Okay. So I'm gonna share my screen for the other news. Okay. This one here, you already know that, right? DA raids illegal Colorado nightclub, over 100 undocumented immigrants detained. Okay. So my question is this: if a person, why would you put yourself in that position to start with? Okay, I don't understand. If a person is trying to get their document, they're working on their case, especially under this environment, you can't be putting yourself in the position where, first of all, the Colorado nightclub in question is an illegal nightclub according to this news, and you go there, they're gonna raid it because they're trying to find people. You can't just put yourself where they can come and arrest you. You know what I mean? Especially under this climate. Yeah, I thought this is really crazy. Yeah, I thought that was crazy for somebody to do that. I don't know what they're thinking, but yeah. What else I wanted to talk about? And I want to talk about, the Wheel ID. Wheel ID is coming. Wheel ID. Let's see. Okay. Wheel ID. If you qualify, you should get your Wheel ID because traveling is going to be inside of the United States by airplane. They're going to check the Wheel ID, right? Starting May 7, I believe. Okay. Southern Wednesday travelers in the United States will need a Wheel ID, passport, or other federal recognized document to board domestic flights. If you don't have a green card, you don't have a valid passport, you're gonna need a Wheel ID. Okay, a requirement that has sent many Americans scrambling for security enhanced. Okay, so Wheel ID is going to start on May 7th. You just have to go get it if you don't have other federal identification that qualifies for travel by plane. That's just simple as that. I'm going to stop here. And another news I don't like more is Florida. When it comes to immigration, Florida, Texas, I don't think those are the place people should stay, especially if you're trying to get your document, unless you really have like a job or something that make you stay in those states. I wouldn't stay in Florida or just give me one moment, please. Yeah, those states, Texas, Florida. I don't think those are the states where undocumented immigrant can stay. Those are not the place like I would, if I were in that position, I would not stay in those states. Those specifically those two states, Texas, Florida. No, you not see me in those states. They have some weird laws when it comes to immigrations going on, even with driver license, for instance, in Florida. Uh, Out of state ID, if you're undocumented, it's not gonna work for you. Out of state travel license when you're undocumented, it's just like no, I wouldn't stay in those type of states unless there's something really specific that, like, I have no choice. Yeah, but anyway. Okay, good day. Is there a new update on asylum seeker and work permit? Yeah, there's a new bill that was introduced for asylum seeker. Not the one that asylum is pending, right? But new people I don't know when the bill is going to be effective. We are thinking maybe by September 30th. The new bill says that people have to pay the fees for asylum application, $1,000. And the work permit is going to be only for 6 months. And it's going to cost $550. And if they deny asylum, you appeal, you're going to pay $900 for appeal. So that's the new bill that was introduced. Apparently passed the House already, looks like it. And they're trying to pass it under budget reconciliation, which probably by September 30th. Yeah, so that's what's going on with those asylum. Out of this detained people, how many are released? I don't know. I didn't follow the story about how many have been released. Really, to be honest, that I don't know. We should double check and see, right? But the thing is, I mean, under this climate, really, you don't want to put yourself in that position if you don't have any document. You know what I mean? Like, you know, those places they will go there to find people because that's the goal. They have a quota to meet, and then they have to go there and get people. So you can't be like partying like that. I mean, unless you're just like careless or something. I don't know. To be honest, I wouldn't. Um, yeah, probably. I guess I got mine last week. Yes, yes, yes. God is good. How much to file for Form I-246? What is the Form I-246? I never heard about that. Thank you, ma'am. I-246. I never actually filed a Form I-24. Let me check. I never heard that form before. Or stay of report. Oh, application for stay of removal. Okay. Yeah, I-240. I don't call it I-246 because I always call it application for stay of removal. That's what was like I-246. Anyway, so how much it is right now? Let's see. $155. Yeah, $155. Um, that's the application. If it's approved, and then you have order of supervision, you will be issued order of supervision, and you might be required to post a bond of 1,500. So that's the current fees for now. That's what it says on the application, right? Yeah, when you say I-246, I was like, what? What is he talking about? Anyway, so because I always call it, application for stay of deportation of removal. I don't go by the number. Those are the only application I don't go by the number because yeah, because I don't use it often. Yeah, we don't use it that often. Under Biden, we dismiss a lot of cases. We didn't get those removal order. That's all. And those people are glad that we dismissed their case because now they're like, oh, you see, I'm like, you see, we always make the decision that is best at that moment. You see, we try, at least we try our best. Because one person was really disappointed, but the case was weak. I told her, just take the dismissal. Your child's gonna turn 21 in two years. And today the child is 21. They filed for I-130. Can you imagine if they had gone with the removal order, the actual hearing, and then get it being order removed? Right now, you can't even reopen those cases. So we took the best decision at that time. I always go with my gut. and then it's up to the client to yeah. So I really go with my gut a lot of time, and I usually give people the best decisions options under their circumstances, you know. And again, it's up to the client themselves uh, to decide. Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks. You're welcome. Okay. Who else? I guess we're done with those. At least those. Let me see if there's another immigration news. As far as those main news are concerned, I'm pretty sure we're done. Let's see if there's something else. Yeah, again in Florida. I told you I don't like that state. Florida governor tangles with reporter over illegal immigration. Tell her you seem to have no sympathy. Okay, in Florida, they arrested at least 1,100 illegal immigrants. Uh, yeah, because in Florida, remember they arrested the person who was um, who's a U.S. born citizen, and they had to get his birth certificate, and they had to authenticate it. And it was shown that it is a valid, authentic birth certificate, but still was detained and got released after 24 hours. So this is the type of state you don't want to. Quite frankly, I don't know why people do stay there if you don't have documents. Yeah, I just don't like the vibe. I went to school in Florida, so I know Florida. I don't like it. What is going on? Yeah, in Florida, really, they're arresting and stuff. But sometimes, you know, people have criminal record and stuff like that. Um, yeah, the bill passed. The bill passed. This bill actually passed. So we're just waiting for it to pass the Senate as well. So the one that I'm talking about, the $1,000 fees and 550 for work permits. Yeah. Anytime soon we'll get new rules when it comes to work permits. So an appeal, $900 just for appeal. That's crazy. Yeah. Do you have any other question? If you don't have a question, I already shared all the news. Um, oh, another news is that the post office, okay, is collaborating now with ICE. Apparently, they are going to be having an investigation type of office inside of the postal office just to facilitate mass deportation. That was a news which I don't know if it's already uh, if it took effect already. I don't know, but yeah, it was a news for last week, which I forgot to mention. Let me see here if I'll find it. Yeah. So those are the news. Uh, let me see the policy tracker if I find it here. Yeah, that was another news. Yeah, it's here. It's here. It's official. Okay, let me share my screen and Let me share my screen and share it. Yeah, it's official. If immigration judge granted asylum, is it possible for immigration officer to revoke it? No, the way asylum gets revoked is that if let's say you are in court, the judge grants asylum. If DHS doesn't want it, they don't agree, they appeal. But let's say they didn't appeal and the person asylum is being revoked. It's usually for crime, felony crime. They will revoke asylum. That's it. It's simple as that. They will revoke asylum based on crime. If committed crime after being granted asylum, they will revoke it. If committed or if they find out that there was misrepresentation, they will revoke it. Yeah, even after being granted. If you go to the country where you claim persecution and they find out, they will revoke asylum because that implies a misrepresentation. Yeah, so asylum is something like once the person gets it, they have to be careful as far as committing crimes are concerned. I specifically know two people, like I know them personally. Actually, I can say three because the other one is husband and wife, who were granted asylum, and the husband committed felony assault on an officer, police. Uh, the asylum he was placed in removal, and the judge revoked asylum. But the good news was not the good because at least the better news was that the fight for withholding of removal. So he has withholding of removal. The I don't know how they managed to get him withholding of removal because sometimes even with felony, you cannot get withholding of removal. But anyway, he got withholding of removal. Asylum was revoked, and the wife's asylum was revoked based on the fact that the wife had theft crimes. So they revoked that too. And I had known another person too because of robbery and possession of a drug, which was not even the 30 gram. Asylum was revoked. He has withholding of removal as well. And I guess the other one has CAT, Convention Against Torture. So it can be revoked. Can you do a green card? It's just going to depend if you're a arriving alien. If you're if your notice to appear says that you're a arriving alien and you were paroled, you can still apply for green card with USCIS because arriving alien, USCIS has the jurisdiction. But if you're not a arriving alien, not paroled, like the two conditions have to be met. If you're not a arriving alien and you are not paroled, only way to do it will be to ask ICE to reopen the case, or ask the court to reopen the case. So that's what I'll say. But anyway, let me share the last news so we can stop. By the way, if a person needs a consultation, they should schedule it. I'm gonna put my consultation link right there. Yes, this is the news I was talking about. USPS joined DHS task force to assist in deportation effort. Washington Post report that the law enforcement arm of the United States Postal Services has joined DHS task force focused on finding and deporting undocumented immigrants. Postal inspectors are reportedly sharing surveillance tools like mail covers, you see, and investigative tool generally used for criminal cases, tracking data, even IP addresses to help immigration officers locate people. Because some people, the DHS do not have their addresses. How are they going to find them? So they have to find a way to find them. That's why they went to IRS to get the addresses. Now they're going to postal office to get the addresses. Yeah. Tracking data, even IP addresses to help the immigration officer. Internal email suggests that Postal Inspection Service filed pressure to cooperate, hoping to avoid political fallout. You see, um, this concern about privacy, civil liberties, and weaponization of federal institutions. But what are you gonna do under this administration? You're pretty much like forced to collaborate. Um, and then and this one too, protecting American community from criminal alien. The Trump administration signed an executive order to publish a list of sanctuary states and local jurisdictions and to notify them of their defiance of federal immigration law enforcement and any potential violation. Basically, if you hide a not a undocumented person to evade immigration, it's fraud. It's really fraud. It's a crime. It's obstruction of justice. You're going to be charged with felony. Okay, so that's what they're saying here in terms of warning those sanctuary cities. Yeah, this is it. We talked about a lot of, we pretty much covered all the news there is to cover for last week and this week. And today's Friday. So I guess if we have anything else, if you have anything else, you might have to we might have to come next week, because I think we pretty much cover everything. I don't see anything else except for things that goes in the cities. If you want to know what's going on in your city, you should just look at your own news in your cities. Let's see. How much you need to it's green chip beat. You need to schedule your consultation first. You have to schedule a consultation so I can study your case. And based on that, then I'll advise you on whether or not it's even possible to reopen the case or not. And if we find out that you're an arriving alien, then we can just file with USCIS. Yeah, you need to schedule a consultation. The consultation link is right after your comment. Okay. Consultation link is right after the comment. Anybody else, if you need a consultation, please schedule it. Please schedule it so we can get you the help that you need. Okay. Consultation link is on my bio or just right there. If you want to do it today, you can email me so we can do it today. I can open up some space in the afternoon so we can do it today. Any pro bono work? No, I don't do charity. This is my pro bono work right here. Uri, this is my pro bono work. What I'm doing here is already pro bono. Do you know how many people have been able to do their cases or do something just because of my videos? That's pro bono right there. That's the only pro bono I do. YouTube videos, YouTube live, TikTok videos, Instagram posts. That's my pro bono. especially my YouTube live. They are so it has substance. I really answer those questions like the way I'm supposed to answer them. Like, yeah, that's my pro bono. That's my answer. That's my pro bono right there. So anyway, please like, please share. This is it. We had 1 hour talking about those immigration. Uh, uh, you see, you benefited from it. So that's my pro bono. Please, thanks for coming. By the way, you you can please like, please share. Um, please share on your WhatsApp. Please share on your like your Facebook. It's just a link. You can share it so that we can reach other people. Especially today's video, we had a lot of news. A lot of news. Okay. Yeah. So today we talked about a lot of news. Really, you need to share it because we're not coming with those live sessions until next week. We're not coming with those live sessions until next week. Can you recap? Oh my God, that's really a lot. We talked about a lot of news. Uh, the main thing to just know is that maybe by September we will have new rules about asylum fees. They're gonna have a 1,000 application fees for asylum, 550 for work permit, uh, renewable for 6 months on. Like it's gonna be a 6 months only work permit. Every time you pay 550 to renew it. People who are appealing asylum will pay $900 filing fees for appeal. People who trying to get children, they're gonna pay 3,500 for sponsorship application fees. That's just about the bill, the new bill. But then we have separate news, which a lot. I even forgot. We talked about a lot. So you can just scroll. You listen to this, you scroll a little bit. You listen to this, you scroll a little bit. That's it. That's all you can do when you're watching back. Anyway, thank you very much for coming, and please share, please like. We'll come back next week because we pretty much cover everything. I don't think anything else will come. You never know, something will come this afternoon because it's only 11:57 a.m. If something comes up, I'm just gonna take a screenshot and post it on my IG story. So that's why you need to follow me on IG as well, so you don't miss those stories, those breaking news. But as far as life is concerned, we'll come back next week. Okay. Until next time. Bye bye. Thank you.